Happy Turkey Day and Thanksgiving weekend as we dive into a weekend filled with tempting treats and holiday happenings. It's easy for our healthy intentions to simmer down. So picture the pumpkin pie baking, the wine flowing, and the holiday stress building. Sounds familiar, right? And that's where our thin thinking holiday mantras swoop in to save the day. In this special episode, you and I are going to cook up you a powerful mindset to head in not to just Thanksgiving, but the whole holiday weekend. And we're going to finish it up with a nice closed-eyed Thanksgiving meditation with a side order of some tasty mantras that will help you pass on the temptations and leave you feeling wonderful instead of feeling Thanksgiving stuffed, lying on the couch and groaning. Grab a seat at the table and let's get started. Did you know that our struggle with weight doesn't start with the food on your plate or get fixed in the gym? 80% of our weight struggle is mental. That's right. The key to unlocking long-term weight release and management begins in your mind. Hi there, I'm Rita Black. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, weight loss expert, best-selling author, and the creator of the Shift Weight Mastery process. And not only have I helped thousands of people over the past 20 years achieve long-term weight mastery, I am also a former weight struggler, carb addict, and binge eater. And after 2 decades of failed diets and fad weight loss programs, I lost 40 pounds with the help of hypnosis. Not only did I release all that weight, I have kept it off for 25 years. Enter the Thin Thinking podcast where you too will learn how to remove the mental roadblocks that keep you struggling. I'll give you the thin thinking tools, skills, and insights to help you develop the mindset you need, not only to achieve your ideal weight, but to stay there long term and live your best life. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Come on in. Happy holidays. I know this episode is dropping one day before Thanksgiving here in the U.S. Sorry, my Canadian friends and all of our friends around the world who are not celebrating Thanksgiving, but I know that you all have days of gratitude where you gather with your family. And so I assure you that this coaching session and mantra session that we're doing today will be relevant for all of your winter holidays and gratitude holidays and any holiday, frankly, where food is involved. So I love the day before Thanksgiving. Both of my kids are home from college. This is a first because my son went away this autumn. So it's kind of wonderful to have them both home, but frankly, I've gotten used to having my space. So it feels a little crowded in our house, even though, it's only been a few months. But it's funny how quickly our mind adapts, isn't it? But what I love is having this day to kind of chill out, cook, catch up, in a leisurely fashion before the craziness of the weekend and the hustle and bustle of the weekend. And I am cooking my favorite holiday dishes later to take to our good friend's home tomorrow. And I am very, very grateful not to be hosting this year. I am bringing a healthy crudité platter and some mushroom stuffing. I make a really mean, mushroom stuffing that is pretty low in carbohydrates and super high in flavor. And it involves like soaking dried mushrooms like porcini mushrooms and then cutting up the fresh portobellos and sauteing them down until they're almost a thick paste. And then I saute separately celery and shallots and zucchini and peppers. And then I put a few crumbled up pieces of gluten-free toast or sourdough bread. And I add broth and I toss in some dried cranberries and a few roasted hazelnuts and some sage and a few other spices. And it's really light, but in reality, it's a very rich taste, and people really like it, except my son who doesn't like mushrooms. But something else I love to do, since I'm talking about food, is to make a pumpkin pie without the crust. Now, not so much for Thanksgiving, although I do serve one at Thanksgiving for those who would like to have a crustless, who don't eat flour or gluten, but I like to do this all throughout the winter and take advantage of a pumpkin, the pumpkin the canned pumpkin puree that isn't sweetened or spiced ahead of time. But I will just make a pumpkin pie, but not with heavy cream. I'll make it with egg whites and almond milk and stevia or some sort of sweetener. Sometimes I'll microwave a sweet potato and blenderize that in with the pumpkin for the sweetness, or maybe add a little maple syrup. Just a little. You don't need a lot because the pumpkin has that naturally sweet flavor. But the egg white set, you do it at a low 325 degree oven, and it's a custard basically. But what is so awesome about it is, you can refrigerate it once it bakes and eat it for breakfast, eat it for a snack, because a sixth of it is like 100 calories. It's hardly anything, but it's got protein, it's got carotenoids, nutrients, and it just makes an awesome snack. And my kids love it. So there's a little idea for you. If you didn't know what to do with that extra pumpkin hanging around your cupboards, it's such a great idea. So I hope you have some wonderful plans for your holiday as well. I bet you have some family favorites too. Today I'm veering a little away from the menu though, and hoping to give you some guidance for your mind during the coming weekend. So first of all, I'll do a little coaching and then meditation with some mindful holiday mantras. That's what's on the menu for today. But before I dive in, I wanted to let you know about the Black Friday Hypnopalooza 30% off special that is happening right now. So go to the Shift store, go in the show notes, click through to the Shift store, and any order, whatever you order, all the downloads are 30% off. And there's hypnosis for exercise, mindless eating, portion controls, drinking less, and much, much more. So also, my Shift Out of Emotional Eating Toolkit is available at half price when you use the coupon code COMFORT. And the link for the downloads in the Hypnosis Weight Loss store at 30% off is also in the show notes. So both the downloads at 30% off and the Shift Out of Comfort Eating or Emotional Eating Toolkit is half price, and the coupon codes and the links to where you can enroll or purchase them for the Black Friday special are in the show notes. Okay, so let's focus on our holiday mindset, shall we? I want to keep the coaching part simple so you can remember it over the weekend. So let's just keep it to the basics, which I think if you cover these basics, I think you're going to be just fine. But what I always like to do on these long weekends is really focus on typically what our mind will do is just focus on, hey, it's Thanksgiving, and just focus on Thanksgiving. And then we get to Black Friday and, our mind's a little more frayed because Thanksgiving was a big day. And then we get to Friday and we're like a little worn down, and we stop thinking about being healthy somewhere in the weekend, and we kind of throw up our hands and say, oh, screw it. And it's not because we're bad or because we lack willpower or discipline, but because we really get worn down. There's just so much stimulation being around people. If you are hosting people or if you're going to somebody else's house, all of that is outside of your normal structure of your life. So you are vulnerable, even though you might not feel vulnerable. And I want you just to treat it all with some tender, loving care. But so typically as we approach the weekend, we're really focused forward on that. And what I really think would be very helpful for you, I know this helps me a lot, is not to focus. I mean, of course, you're going to focus on Thanksgiving, but to have a vision of how you want to feel Sunday night as you head out into your week after the Thanksgiving weekend. So, what this does is it elevates you a bit in your mind because your mind then starts to become focused, starts to problem solve about like, I want to finish this weekend feeling light, like I made healthy choices, like I moved my body, that I took care of myself. I'm not feeling the weekend with blood sugar crashes, feeling like I drank way too much, 10 pounds heavier because I overindulged. You want to connect to that you want to be Sunday night. Does that make sense? And what you do when you do that, when you think it through ahead of time, it's called future pacing and vision work. What you're doing is activating your brain on a different level. You're getting that imagination to go, oh, what would that feel like then? And then your brain starts to activate above and beyond, like, how do I survive Thanksgiving? It's like, oh, okay, yeah, we're not going to give up. We're not going to throw our hands up. We're going to make healthier choices. It's the reticular activation system is going to get rid of the stuff that is going to get in your way and focus on the stuff that is going to help you. Hopefully, that's the goal, right? So have that vision for Sunday, and we'll work on that when we do our mantras. Another thing is what I like to do, since it's such a food-oriented weekend, is really to have a non-food focus. And for me, it's always about, I think about the people I'm going to be with on that weekend, and I think, how can I move our relationship a little further? And I don't mean like a game of chess, like strategically. I just mean my heart is open to them, and I want to connect with them. I have both my children home. It's a time where we're all going to be hanging out together. It's easy to kind of go unconscious and, just be together rather than mindfully setting time aside like I do with my daughter and with my son. And even if it's just to give them that extra hug or to look them in the eyes and let them know how much I appreciate and love them, or my husband, let him know what, an amazing husband he is, I kind of make that my inner goal, right? So that it isn't just about the food and the celebrations, but it gives it a little soul. At least it does for me. So take it or leave it. It doesn't have to be that kind of a goal. It could be a goal like you want to exercise a bunch, or you want to really take care of yourself. Maybe you have a project you haven't worked on, and this is a great weekend for that. Or maybe it's just chilling the hell out, right? Like making sure every day you're taking a half hour and just sitting and staring at a wall. Just because we so rarely are reading an awesome book. But finding that focus that's going to enrich you and fill you up other than the food, right? We can enjoy the food, but we want to throw in something that's going to fill up our soul as well. And so we got our vision, we got that little extra something that's filling up our soul. And another thing would be to make sure you're taking self-care breaks for yourself. Because if you are somebody who's taking care of other people, it's really easy to get caught up in them and to get overwhelmed and then overeat. So really make sure you're taking at least one self-care break a day, especially if you're over at other people's homes or if a bunch of people are coming to stay with you. Make that appointment to get out in the car and go be by yourself, or go into your bedroom, shut the door, and lay on the bed and just decompress. I'm telling you, it works a miracle as far as up-leveling your willpower, up-leveling your enjoyment, and really taking care of yourself. The other thing I would say is to be flexible and to forgive yourself, because chances are you have some healthy plans, but they might get thrown off track. I've been doing this for a very long time, helping people with weight management. One thing I've noticed, it's very interesting, is that Thanksgiving for a lot of people isn't really too bad, because people, like I said, it's the beginning of the weekend. We have some focus, we have some willpower, and Thanksgiving foods, unless you're eating those, 5 cheese macaroni and cheese, or the onion ring green beans, but a lot of the Thanksgiving food is relatively healthy. But Black Friday is the day where people start to kind of unwind, right? They are now eating the turkey sandwiches with mayonnaise, lots of beer comes out, games are watched. Black Friday, people get exhausted from shopping, let's go out to dinner, nachos are ordered, things are, screw being healthy this weekend. Who's going to be healthy Thanksgiving weekend? We'll start again on Monday, right? So we don't want to do that. We want to just, if you get off track, go, okay, got off track, forgive yourself, reconnect with yourself, and don't give up. Keep going. Make your next meal a healthy one. You'll thank me, because if you just give up and then start overeating and overdrinking, it's going to just take you down that road where you really don't feel good. You don't feel good physically. You're beating yourself up, and it's just a crap show, right? So we just want to stay connected to ourselves, even though it might not look perfect. I really, with weight mastery and training your brain, the one thing you want to train your brain out of is starting over again tomorrow. All right, so we have that down, guys. These are the main things. Have a vision for yourself on Sunday. We're about to work on that. Take self-care breaks for yourself. Have a focus other than food. And I didn't mention this, but make appointments for exercise. So right now, I want you to sit down and think about where you're going to exercise in each of those days, because a lot of times our intentions are, I'm going to exercise every day, but really write them in there like they're a doctor's appointment, like when you are going to work out or go for that walk after Thanksgiving dinner. You'll thank me for that. That really will be a helpful tool. Hopefully you already have that in place, but if you don't, think that through. And then be flexible, forgive yourself in the moment, and really think to that Sunday night that you want to feel good. So forgive yourself and keep going, keep moving towards that vision of yourself. And be a little careful on Black Friday. That's the day that the crapola hits the fan and people tend to throw up their hands. So if you can make it through Black Friday and make sure you maybe set yourself up for success, plan some healthy meals for that day, do things, but don't allow yourself to get overtired. I think you'll be just fine. And have an amazing holiday weekend, because I can remember so many holiday weekends overeating and just I lose the magic of the holiday because I'm mad at myself. So keep the magic of the holiday by staying connected to yourself and being good to yourself. All right. So I'm going to just take you through a visualization and then we'll go into the mantras. I'll just say the suggestion or the mantra, and then you just repeat it back inside your own mind. All right. So just go ahead. We're just going to do it nice and easy. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, close your eyes. And just take a moment to be here now, to be in your body, to appreciate your body, all the boundaries of your body. Think about all your body does for you, how it moves you through the world, how it allows you to experience the holidays, to connect with those you love, to enjoy quiet moments. So just take a moment to be grateful for your body on this weekend of gratitude. All it does for you. I know sometimes we get upset with our body. Maybe our body doesn't look like we want it to, but just let's give it some lovin's to our body. Just give some mindful appreciation. Thank you, body. And now just tune in to the beating of your heart and the rising and falling of your diaphragm and chest. And allow each and every breath to flow out of you, out into the room. Each relaxing breath follows the next relaxing breath. You always have enough air to breathe. Just really giving yourself this time now to create a powerful vision of where you want to be at the end of Thanksgiving weekend. So just take a moment and think about that Sunday night at the end of Thanksgiving weekend. Think about where you'll be. Think about what you'll be doing. Maybe doing something like relaxing or enjoying your family. Just imagine, or being out on your own. Maybe you're out for a walk. But imagine how you want to feel in this body of yours, right? How you want to feel light and energized, like you moved your body every day with walking or with going to the gym or going out and running on the beach or playing touch football, that you kept your body moving every day. Maybe you did some stretches, maybe you did some yoga. What are you going to do? Think about how you are going to feel at the end of the weekend having done what you are planning to do in the area of moving your body. How your body always feels so much better, so much more alive when your head, when your mind and body are connected through exercise. So just think about how amazing that's going to feel. Good. And also think about how amazing it's going to feel to have fed yourself and nourished yourself and stabilized yourself throughout the entire weekend. So you enjoyed yourself. Maybe you had some things that you might not normally, a few bites of this, a piece of that. But your main through line through this weekend was nourishing your body with beautiful foods, fruits and vegetables, lean protein or vegetarian protein, whatever proteins you choose, healthy fats, and the meals that you ate, you enjoyed, you slowed down and you chewed your food slowly, and you really were grateful for the food that your body, you gave your body, that we have that ability to feed ourselves, that we're grateful for this amazing food that we can put in our bodies, and that you ate just to enough. Maybe if we look at a scale of 0 being starving and 10 being that super Thanksgiving stuff full, we maybe stopped at a 5, 6, 7 on that scale, just when you've had enough, like you could get up after the meal and go for a walk and feel good, or get up and dance, not a heavy exerting dance, but just something that you can move, okay? Imagine that. Imagine now sitting down to a meal over the weekend and taking a breath before you eat and just slowing down, looking at the plate, appreciating what's on the plate, and slowly eating. And imagine now getting to the end of the meal and look, there's still food left on your plate and you feel satisfied, you feel full, grateful. You get up from the meal, you feel good, and you get on, or you look around at the other people at the table. If there's other people, if you're on your own, fine. You just connect with yourself. But if there's other people, looking around, being grateful for all those people at your table that you are there with. Taking another breath and just thinking about that, and then thinking back forward to that Sunday night where you had that through line of healthy food and meals, really feeding yourself healthfully, effectively, and moving your body and giving yourself those self-care breaks over the weekend. And now just bring that whole feeling together. How is that going to feel? Light, leaner, confident, proud of the actions you took, and take a deep breath in and bring that in as your inner blueprint for the weekend, this Thanksgiving weekend, or any weekend for that matter, and let it go. Good job. Okay, now let's move forward to the mantras. So I'm going to give it to you, and then you'll just repeat it back inside your own mind. I'm looking forward to a healthy holiday weekend. I deserve to make myself and my health a priority. I enjoy giving myself time to rest and renew. I enjoy moving my body lovingly each day with walking or exercise. I pause before I eat and take a breath and slow down. I love eating slowly, savoring every grateful bite. I easily stop eating when I'm 80% full. I enjoy drinking clear, cool water and staying hydrated. If I eat too much or something I didn't intend, I forgive myself and make the next meal a healthy one. I'm going to tell you that one again. It's a little long. If I eat too much or something that I didn't intend, I forgive myself and make the next meal a healthy one. I am enjoying eating light foods, green, healthy vegetables, fresh fruit. I am less interested in the heavy foods or sugary foods that weigh me down. I am enjoying my light and healthy Thanksgiving. I give myself the gift of being grateful. I give myself the gift of staying connected to myself. I give myself the gift of staying on my weight mastery journey even over the holiday. Okay, now just take a nice deep breath in. Seal all that goodness in. And open your eyes. So just remember, forgiveness, forgive and move on. Fun beyond food. Really finding that other soul fill up thing that you're going to do. Gratitude. Keep the trigger foods away too, the ones that don't serve you. You know, Friday, everybody wants to bring the See's candies over and all that crap. Just give it to the homeless. You know what I mean? Just if it ain't there, it ain't going to bug you. Meditate and take quiet moments and create that mantra. Now, if you liked one of those mantras, you can steal one from me or create a mantra for yourself for the holiday, one that you can just really focus in on. I'm enjoying my light and healthy holiday. You know, something simple that you can kind of do a little self-hypnosis with whenever you think your neighbor brings over that box of See's candies, like, I'm enjoying my light and healthy holiday, you know, and then give the See's candies away to, you know, your favorite food shelter. So just a reminder to keep that vision clear and really enjoy your family. I really am grateful for you and our Thin Thinking community. You bring me so much joy every week. I just love sitting down and connecting with you in this way. I thank you, all our friends from all over the world who tune in. It's such a joy. I'm very grateful for you. Even though maybe you aren't celebrating Thanksgiving with us here, I'm very grateful for you and think about all of you out all over the world coming together for this one special purpose to take better care of ourselves and to love ourselves in this area of our life. I wanted to also remind you about the Black Friday special, the Hypnopalooza. So go check that out in the show notes and get that link to the Shift shop and get that special. There's a 30% off with a coupon code. The code will be in the show notes. All right, so have an amazing, amazing holiday. And remember that the key, and probably the only key to unlocking the door of the weight struggle, is inside you. So keep listening and find it, and have an amazing, wonderful, and safe holiday weekend. I'll see you next week. If you want to dive deeper into the mindset of long-term weight release, head on over to www.shiftweightmastery.com. That's www.shiftweightmastery.com, where you'll find numerous tools and resources to help you unlock your mind for permanent weight release, tips, strategies, and more. And be sure to check the show notes to learn more about my book, From Fat to Thin Thinking: Unlock Your Mind for Permanent Weight Loss.